This week on Dear Rabbi. How come some people say Shabbat and others say Shabbos? I heard that Shabbos was Yiddish. Is that correct? Excellent question. Although Shabbos is as much Hebrew as the word Shabbat is, those who speak Yiddish are probably more likely to use the term Shabbos versus Shabbat. It has to do with difference in custom based on where we come from. Ashkenazi Jews are Jews who come from Eastern European descent. The word Ashkenaz literally means Germany, and that's where most European Jews originally came from, as opposed to Sephardi Jews who come from Sfarad, Spain. We know 1492 Columbus sailed the ocean blue, but that's also the year that Jews were kicked out of Spain, and several years later they were kicked out of neighboring countries as well. From there, they spread to many existing areas of Jewish habitation, places where Jews already lived, especially North Africa and the Ottoman Empire. The main lands associated with Sephardic Jews are Spain, North Africa, Middle East, and parts of Southeast Europe. And there are several differences between the customs of Ashkenazi Jews and Sephardi Jews. One of those differences is the way we pronounce certain Hebrew words. Ashkenazim tend to differentiate more with different vowels and sounds, and Sephardim do not. One of those differences is in the letter Tuf. Ashkenazim differentiate between the letter that has a dot in the middle and letters that do not. So if the Tuf has a dot in the middle, Ashkenazim pronounce it like the letter T. If it does not have the dot in the middle, we pronounce it with the S, like snake. Sephardim, on the other hand, do not differentiate, and whether it has a dot or does not have a dot, they pronounce it like the letter T. So therefore, when looking at the word Shabbos, an Ashkenazi would pronounce it with the S as in Shabbos, whereas a Sephardi would pronounce it with the T as in Shabbat. Many Jews today pronounce Hebrew with the Sephardi pronunciation, even if they themselves are of Eastern European descent. The primary reason for that is that when the State of Israel was established and Hebrew became a spoken language once again for the first time in thousands of years, the majority of the people who founded the state were of Sephardi background, and therefore modern Hebrew was established with the Sephardi pronunciation. The Reform and Conservative movements followed suit and decided that we should all be on the same page, and therefore we should all pronounce Hebrew with the Sephardi pronunciation. Also, by the way, it's easier. There's less things to remember. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. The only difference that truly matters is in the name that we use for God. God has many different names, and we can talk about that perhaps in a different video, but the one we primarily use in prayer is the name Adonai. An Ashkenazi Jew pronounces that with oi, as in oi, 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 whereas a Sephardi Jew pronounces it as I. That actually changes the meaning of the word. So it's crucial that an Ashkenazi Jew, somebody who comes from Eastern European descent, even if they are going to pronounce Hebrew with the Sephardi pronunciation, as many do, it's crucial at least with the name of God to pronounce it as Adonai and not Adonai. Other than that, it makes no difference whether you're wishing somebody a good Shabbos or a Shabbat Shalom. So let me be the first to wish you this week a Shabbat Shalom and a good Shabbos. Are you a wondering Jew? Is there something you want to know about Judaism? Click here to submit your own question that we can feature here on Dear Rabbi.